I got a green screen. PS1 was my first console. I got a chance to play on a PS1 long before I developed consciousness, long before I turned into a sentient being, and it's probably one of my favorite consoles of all the time. The PS1 is such a beautiful console. Nothing better than breaking a relationship with your brother because you try to force him to use the inferior controller without the thumbsticks. The PlayStation 1 has so many good games that my weak brain cannot remember all of them without the help of Google. So many gems that shaped my childhood, like Bomberman, Siphon Filter, Spider-Man, Tony Hawk, Metal Gear, I can think of innumerable games that make me tear up a little bit every time I remember the times I played them. And for me, a good way to be instantly teleported to the past is music. Today I want to talk about some of my favorite soundtracks in games. I want to talk about those pieces of music that make me feel like a child again. A child with her aspirations not yet broken. A happy and ugly child. And the first game on my list is... That intro is so iconic. Silent Hill. In some weird way, the music of the Silent Hill franchise deeply comforts me. It makes me feel safe. Do I have a problem? I'm especially found on the first one because it was my first Silent Hill and because I was really young when I played. I especially like the music on the first Silent Hill, and even though it's been years since I played the game, all I need to do to instantly remember every aspect of the game is to play the soundtrack. The Silent Hill soundtrack is genius. It is so distinctive, unique and horrifying, and fits the game perfectly. Yep, that's Silent Hill. The responsible for creating this beautiful masterpiece is Akira Yamaoka.
Please, Akira Yamaoka, spit on me.
The truth is, I didn't understand much of the plot the first time I played this game, but the disturbing feeling that this soundtrack gave me still lives in my heart and memory. You don't even have to play the game to piss your pants. That sound effect alone was enough to make 9-year-old me drop the joystick in silence. Akira Yamaoka does an absolutely amazing job at creating a feel for the game. Even though most of the time you are just walking in silence, the time music does play, it creates an atmosphere really hard to recreate. Let's just watch the early part, please.
What is this? What's going on here?
Can you tell me how a child recovers from seeing that? Oh well, that explains a lot. I never heard something so grotesque before. It's like perfectly designed to be spooky. The times the music really shines, in my opinion, it's on the peaceful parts, like cutscenes or scenes where the characters just talk. Especially those cutscenes. The music in the peaceful parts is really memorable. The disoriented theme that plays the first time you meet Cybo, the theme that sounds when you meet the weird old lady, and my favorite, the final cinematic with Lisa. You know that feeling when you play a horror game and you know the moment the interaction ends with that human, you are going to be through again with the monsters and all the insane shit? Well, Lisa was that human for me. It was the only time that I could feel safe from all the madness. Finally, a human.
I think we should go separate ways.
Please, don't leave me. I don't want to
Bye, Harry.
You encounter her over and over, and you start appreciating those times when you can just relax. You start waiting for the next time you encounter her. You share all your problems and sadness with her, and then this happens.
Why I'm still alive even though everyone else is dead. I'm not the only one who's still walking around. I'm the same as them. I just hadn't noticed it before.
Lisa.
Stay by me, Harry. Please. I'm so scared. Help me. Save me from them. Please. Harry.
And one of the most beautiful themes starts playing. You want to do something, but you can't, then you enter and start reading the book on the floor, and this is the time when my younger self left the joystick at the side and just let a silent tear roll down my face. This theme is sad, but good at the same time. Most of the themes on the soundtrack are like this, full of sadness and sorrow, and the times the soundtrack isn't depressing is just horrifying. These themes are probably one of the most fear-inducing I have ever listened to, full of metallic sounds and scary as hell. Like, wow, the Japanese people really figure out horror. Silent Hill, I love it. Now, the next game, also one of my favorites. Tekken 3 was a fantastic game. It has all. Nice graphics when it was released, really cool fighting mechanics. Can you do this on Street Fighter? Beautiful combinations of combos that when you managed to actually do them was incredible. I did it on purpose. The game had mini-games and plenty of stuff to do. You can never really get bored. It even had a Tekken Ball mode, and it was actually really nice. The game started with the menu in complete silence, with only this sound when scrolling through the options. And then... energetic. The game had many characters to choose from, and it wasn't like in some battle games where there are 40 players but 20 of them are the same character with the same face but different hair and clothes. I mean, in this game you can even play with a dinosaur that fires on people. Isn't that awesome? Every character is so unique, and every single one of them had an amazing theme that reflects the personality of the characters so well. Let's just listen to a bit of each of my favorites. It is just me, or does Lei Wulong looks like the guy from the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift movie, the one that's always eating chips. The soundtrack has so much energy, it has like an electric feeling to it. It's absolutely perfect for a fighting game and doing anything that requires energy, really. The themes range from full of adrenaline and really catching themes to something that sounds like something taken out of Hunter x Hunter when scary shit was about to happen. Beautiful. Just listen to the theme.
Fasten your seatbelts for another Naughty Dog creation.
Crash Bandicoot Team Racing. I love the soundtrack of all the Crash Bandicoot games, but Crash Team Racing is especially special for me. I memorized all the racetrack of that game. I used to drive across all borders of the track, searching for hiding paths or shortcuts, scratching all the bodywork of the card, because I didn't have anything else to do apparently. I like the feel of the game, the personality, the speed, everything. For people like me who grew up playing Silent Hill and games like Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing look too cute for my taste. Thank you, PlayStation, for realizing that degenerates like us existed and for creating Crash Team Racing for us. Crash Team Racing has this really cool vibe that is well accompanied by each of these mechanics. The speed boost you get when drifting, the speed boost when you jump from a very high place, the skills you get every time you break a box every 2 seconds. Every racetrack has its own particular theme, and each theme perfectly fit the game mechanics, leaving you with the impression that if you do everything correctly and when you become a
Drift Master,
you can defeat anyone. There's nothing better than doing everything correctly and managing to get the speed needed to jump to the shortcut, so then you can laugh at everyone that followed the normal path.
the stages,
And the music are so good that even I remember all of them. Like, even the menu music was good. Just like Tekken 3, Crash Team Racing had multiple unlockable characters, arenas, and minigames. It was a really solid game, with a really fun and energetic soundtrack.
Overall,
Crash Team Racing is a nice game.
Tomb Raider 2. I need to be honest, I barely remember the game itself because I was really young when I played and I couldn't pass through the tigers and the cave at the beginning of the game. Like, I wasn't able to play something that complex with the brain I had at the time, and I had to watch someone else play the game. But something I do remember is spending countless hours on the game menu and listening to this beautiful and peaceful song. Beautiful. The second thing I remember of the game is the sound that the old weird man carrying a tray made when you push him running around the Croft mansion. Twisted Metal 4. I never expected that a game that was all about smashing, exploding, burning, and showing skills at cars will be so much fun. Twisted Metal 4 was a lot of fun. I remember every single battleground. I broke down every single item on the stage because just like Crash Bandicoot Team Racing, Twisted Metal had hiding things. So sometimes you will break a wall and you will find a hiding room full of abilities. I miss so much the times when games hide little things on purpose and not everything was so horrendously obvious for the fear that we will not be able to find what we have to do because apparently we are dumb. And what made all the chaos of Twisted Metal even better was the soundtrack. What's better than exploding and killing your enemies with rock and metal songs playing in the background? I wish I could show you examples, but the soundtrack is full of copyrighted songs, so I can't really do that, or else YouTube will get mad at me and it's gonna throw me again in a dark and smelly basement with no internet. I'll show you the menu music though. Something else I need to mention. The game had an option to play co-op split screen. Witchcraft! And it was so much fun. Resident Evil 3. My first Resident Evil. Ow! It was the only one I had. First of all, let's appreciate how moving through the options in the menu sound. Staying in one single place because I felt safe was my entire experience playing this game. While Silent Hill had a soundtrack full of horror and disturbing themes, Resident Evil 3's soundtrack is full of a sense of persecution and being alert to danger. They even had one track called Watch Your Back. I still have nightmares of me running around the police station with Nemesis appearing every 20 seconds. I mean, listen to what's played when Nemesis appeared. What a way to traumatize little children. Nice. I was so scared to open doors and go down the stairs that when I heard this theme, I was so glad I could cry. I'm okay here, I'm never gonna leave. This is my favorite track on the soundtrack. I think it's even my favorite of all the Resident Evil games, with the theme of Resident Evil 2 and 4 being really close to each other. I bet you also stay in the safe room for a lot more time than you needed to. I always had mixed feelings listening to the safe room themes. I couldn't really put it into words, so I went to the comment section of one of the videos with all the save themes, and this comment explained it really well. Thank you 33 Danny B. I owe you my soul to you now. Honorable mentions that I won't fully talk about, because if I do, the video won't ever end. And what about you? What are your favorite soundtracks on the PS1? I will make a video on my favorite soundtracks of the PS2, so if you are interested in that or any other random content, please subscribe and I'll appear on your homepage haunting you every 2 or 3 weeks. Any like or comment will be really nice to boost my deficient dopamine. Take care and have an amazing week. Bye bye.